Welcome back, friends, and gather round for episode 17 of Simply Walking into Mordor. If this is your first time watching with us, a very special welcome to you indeed. As always, my name is Nauglir, and let's get right into it. So, we're here still at the Skirmish camp in Southbury, and we're going to, once again, showcase one of our skirmishes that we unlocked at level 20. We have one more to do, and then we will resume our normal scheduling. We will resume our normal scheduling of questing and leveling up that way. But we have one more skirmish to showcase, and that is the Siege of Gondamon. So we're going to leave our little campfire here and get ready to get busy. So here we go. This might be another shorter episode, guys, but I do want to showcase these just to show you, give you a bit of a taste of what the skirmishes are like, because they are quite interesting. So we've got our skirmish captain here. Let's make sure our traits are well set up. I think the herbalist is doing a great job. As soon as we hit level 31, which is a bit down the track, but not too far off, we will definitely be giving us a power heal as well, this nature's power. Because if you've noticed, we are spending our power quite heavily in these skirmishes. But that's a trouble for a later day. Let's get into it. Let's stop rambling on and let us launch our next skirmish, Siege of Gondamon. And you'll see that this is in the defensive category. So we'll be doing a defensive skirmish today, which will be the first time we're showcasing that. And that is exciting. Let's do it level 23. As you can see, we're about to hit level 22, which is very exciting. And that'll get us very ready indeed to play in the Lone Lands, which is where we'll be heading to next. That's normally where I go after Breland, and as I've said, we're going to kind of go through the game as I usually like doing it. I'll do some other regions, maybe in some other playthroughs, but in this playthrough, Simply Walking into Mordor, we are going to do what I tend to do in a normal playthrough. So, that is completely off topic, and I'm very sorry, but I do like to talk. So, here we go, level 23, tier 1, size 1, Siege of Gondamon. I've dropped something there, that's my bad. I will look for it in a second. Siege of Gondamon, let's launch it. Yep, trouble now, we're getting 113% marks. That's going to change because we're going to level up partway through this instance.
The Dourhands have forged an alliance with the Blue Crag goblins and have laid siege to Gondamon for nearly 2 weeks. The final assault will soon be launched. Alright,
so the story for this skirmish is, if you remember, guys, we have been to Gondamon previously, back in the days when we were helping out the people of Ered Luin, and we were kind of fighting off the alliance between the Dourhands and the goblins. As you can see, we really didn't do a very final job of that. They are still leading the assaults, and the goblins and Dourhands have destroyed this town of Gondamon. And so we are going to defend it from the final assault. And Mathy Stouthand, along with these three, this dwarf and 2 elves, these 3 defenders, we will defend the town valiantly. So we'll call our herbalist. And as you know, guys, this is a defensive skirmish, so this is going to be a bit different to the last 2 skirmishes that we've done. And you'll see why in just a second. So we're going to trigger this beginning of the skirmish just by talking to Mathy. This is all you get for reinforcements. Yep, just the 5 of us. Okay. Gondamon has been a free city so long as I've ever known. The Dourhand wish to take that from you, to take your homes and slaughter your families. What an inspiring speech, Mathy. But I say not today. I say we stand. I say we fight. These guys going to react at all? Probably not. Now to the walls. We defend Gondamon to our last breath. Alright, off we go. We're going south, and it tells us the enemies are on the march to the west. Now this is how Siege of Gondamon works. We're going to defend entrances to the town based off what the little alert there tells us. So it's going to tell us which direction they're coming from, and we are going to defend that entrance to the town as we go. So we saw enemies were on the march to the west and now to the south, so we run to the south. And as you can see, we've each got a different defender at each entrance to the town. We're going to run a bit outside so that we can get those bonuses, because just like the last one, Trouble in Terror, the Siege of Gondamon keeps track of how many you lose and gives you a little bonus at the end. Alright. So let's bring this warrior down and prepare. We're going to the north. Okay, we've showcased all 3 entrances in 3 assaults. We go west over there, south just behind us, and we're running now to the north. The north, in my opinion, is the most annoying of the entrances to fight in. You saw the west, it was a straight line up, and the south, you do get a lot of line of sight. But this one is a winding passage, and you can actually kind of bug enemies out by keeping them down there, and it's a bit annoying. But going back to the west, and I think you can notice the little pattern that's happening here. Basically, waves of enemies are just going to keep coming, until we get to the end of these assaults. And the assault is basically a little name for a group of waves. So we've got a Shepherd of Filth here. Sometimes the waves come with these little waves of enemies. And so we've got ourselves a Shepherd of Filth here. We've leveled up to level 22. Very good indeed. What have we got here? Fight on. That's a little self-heal. Very helpful. Okay, and enemies are coming to the west again. We'll stay here. What was I saying? Yes, the assaults. So we're currently in the first assault. There's quite a few waves per assault. Oh, that was a stealthy little move there. But he was caught in one of our attacks, and so did not get to sneak past us. So we brought him down. A battle horn sounds from the west, and the enemies are on the march to the south. Okay, this is a interesting part. This is what one of the encounters are for the Siege of Gondamon. Basically, enemies will sometimes run up one of the entrances different to where the enemies are coming from. So we're going to have to finish this guy off very quickly, pick up this little wood chest. He drops a flag of Gondamon that belongs here. We're going to deal with that as soon as we get another attack on the west gate. So yes, he ran up to attack the west gate. He was a weak one. Oh my, this is very dangerous here. We don't want Dagman to go down. So we're going to do our best to kill these guys. Unfortunately, we can't interrupt this unless we kill him in time. Yes, we killed him. Okay, very good. We completed Deathmonger Slayer. Very good. Okay, enemies on the march to the west. So, as you saw, Jostein was carrying a flag. And this flag belongs on this flagpole. And now that enemies are coming here, we're not split forces. We're going to call the real enemy of the encounter, and that is Aggie Gatebreaker. He's coming up right now, accepting the challenge that we gave by putting that flag on the post. So this is how most of the encounters work in Siege of Gondamon. We're just going to bring Aggie to the north with us, and hopefully he will come along with us all the way. If he doesn't, we can yell at him, and I think that will get wrapped on him as well. So yes, we're killing Aggie Gatebreaker. He's the real encounter in the skirmish, not Jostein before. These are a bit tricky, these encounters. They're the hardest part of the Siege of Gondamon skirmish, because they're splitting your forces. When you're doing a multiplayer, like a group content form of this skirmish, it's much easier. You can send a contingent of people to go and deal with the encounter, or at least bring him to the main group, and then the rest of the group goes and defends the gate. But solo, it gets a bit tricky, so I'm glad we got that out of the way in the first assault. As you saw there, the first assault has been broken. There are a few short moments to rest before the assault continues. So we have a few short moments to recuperate, and then the assault continues. So we have 3 assaults just like that, and I think we'll get a second encounter during that time at some point. So yes, as I said, 3 assaults in total, and then we're pushed up to where we began the match for the final assault, which will lead into the boss fight. That's how this skirmish kind of goes, and let's see how well we can do. Enemies are on the march to the north. I'm going to dismiss our herbalist because we did level up. We'll call her again as we go. Her stats are a little bit increased, and her healing will be a bit better. Alright. Oh, we've got a Daywalker Berserker. A new... lieutenant. The Daywalker Berserker, you'll notice pretty much he will put a little invincibility shield himself. It makes him completely invulnerable, and it lasts for 20 seconds. So during that time, he's just wailing on everyone, and no one can do anything about it. But we are now able to attack him. And you might be asking, well, that's just a straight bonus. How can you possibly counteract that? And the answer is, you use a fear or a long days or something like that. You get your classes who have a fear, like minstrels or hunters or lawmasters or burglars especially, who have a lot of CC. They can deal with the Daywalker Berserker by putting him out of action for 20 seconds, not by hurting him, but just by stunning him or fearing him or something like that for those 20 seconds, so that when he wakes up, he's ready to be dismantled. And in that time, hopefully, you have destroyed the rest of the group of enemies that were with him. Alright, so much frantic information during these skirmishes. They're a bit faster paced, but I hope it is a good indicator of how they work. And they're quite a lot of fun. They're especially a lot of fun when you're playing with lots of people, because they do get quite difficult, especially if you tier them up to tier 3. And I'm sure we can showcase that on the channel at some point. We'll get some friends in, some of my inmates from my other characters, and then, yeah, we can play together, put on some tier 3 skirmishes for you guys, maybe fellowship size, maybe small fellowship size, and at some point hopefully we'll be able to get a raid. These stealthy wolves, they must be a new encounter, a new addition to this skirmish. I haven't seen them before today, so that's new for me. Alright, and this is really bugging me, sorry. Just got my skirmish soldier a bit out of he's a bit out of alignment with the escort details. You can see there that we've got Mathy as an escort that we are keeping alive, because it is an objective that he must survive the assault. Not that he's in any danger at the moment, he's right out there. Or enemies that even come anywhere close to hitting him. Not even any of these guards have fallen. And our herbalist actually will heal them, which is very helpful. Alright, running to the south. Got our fight on skill. Maybe let's use that to see if we get a deed from it. Not yet. I'm sure we will at some point. I do recall there being a champion deed to fight on a couple of times. It's a helpful little skill. See, it's still even healing us. Gives us 3% of our morale every 2 seconds for 20 seconds. So 10 pops of that heal. Still to the south. Okay. Aha, we've got another troll wound taker here. This will be our third, I think, of this lieutenant type. Let's use Battle Frenzy, get into the fray, get some fervor going. Use our AoE skills. Nice and quick. Here we go. We have dislocation. Sounds painful. Alright. So, yeah, there we go. The second assault has been completed. We get a little mark bonus. That's pretty much just like claiming a control point in an offensive skirmish. So we've got our second assault down, and we're waiting for the third to begin. This is a really, really good break in the harder versions of this skirmish, because you do really need that time to heal up, to lick your wounds, and to prepare yourselves for the next onslaught of enemies. I might see if I can maybe showcase this. I might try and not kill these guys for quite a while, because I want you guys to notice that it does not matter if you don't kill these guys, they will just come at the next location regardless. So that's why it's quite important. Kill them quickly. It's proving pretty difficult to not kill these guys. Let's see if we can wait long enough. Auto attacking here. Waiting. You see, it is quite a decent time, and it's not really meant for the solo version. It is triggered as soon as they all die, though, so that's why you don't really get a rest between them. Okay, we've got a lieutenant. We have 2 lieutenants, it says down here. I wonder if that's the case. That seems overpowered. We've got a Daywalker Berserker. That does, yeah, it looks like we go. the only thing we've got to worry about. That would be quite terrifying to be two lieutenants at once. It does happen in the higher and harder levels of Skirmish, but not very often at all in solo versions. Alright, his invincibility shield is gone, and we can really get into him now. Let's bring down the top of Rathon, the Lawmaster, who is actually the Lawmaster trainer outside of this station in Gondamon, and she is actually the Lawmaster trainer, so that's kind of a neat thing. You always get a different trainer, different set of 3 defenders here. They're always a group of the trainers or guards in the actual game. So I think that's kind of neat about the skirmish. This skirmish is one of the ones that is run less often, and that is because obviously, as you can tell, it is kind of, the pace is kind of dictated by the skirmish itself. You can't really go through it much faster or slower, and so most people don't like to run it. It does take a bit longer, but that's alright. We're going to definitely run it. We might not run it too many times outside of this showcase, but if we get a group who wants to do it, there is some good gear to be gained. Right, we're going to run to the north because the guard, he's going down. Oh, this could be bad. We definitely don't want him to die. We've got a Kegmaster here. I didn't even realize it. He's near his end. We've got you, mate. And you're right. Okay, yes, we've got him. The Kegmaster can also heal himself. So when an assault comes to the south, we are going to put that flag up and deal with that encounter. But yeah, as you can see, those encounters make this instance quite difficult. They're the hard bit about this. Just dealing with 2 regular old goblins here on the march to the west. That's not the south. With the lieutenants, okay. Who have we got? What sort of lieutenants? Deathmonger. Right. Let's deal with him. Get smart. Let Rathon have a little fun. Nothing we can do about that at this point. We can interrupt that induction. But at the moment, the only way we have to interrupt is by killing him. That is not happening. We've been raked in the eye by a Henry. Dear me, that doesn't sound like something you get better from. Just, you know. Oh well. Give it an extra mischance. Isn't too bad. And the other 2 normal moves. You can also see that the strength of these little waves of enemies kind of always equals out to 2 normal strength enemies. You either get 1 normal and 2 weakers, or 2 normals, and then the lieutenants are on top of that, obviously. We've got a Shepherd of Filth here. I think we have encountered all the different lieutenants for the moment. Actually, there might be one more. There might be show up at these lower levels. But yeah, as you level up, the amount of encounters that you can find increases, the amount of lieutenants, I should say. Alright, so they've tried all 3 gates. That means we've got a bit of respite. We're going to put the flag up. I haven't forgotten about this encounter. We just didn't get one to the south to give us the opportunity. And we're going to bring this guy all the way up to the platform up there so we can deal with him there. So here we go. Let's see if we can. We're going to challenge him. See if we can bring him up. We don't want to let Maddie fight on his own. The assault's beginning, and we don't really want to be leaving Maddie all alone up there. These assaults are quite dangerous. There's double assaults every time. So there's an assault from the back here, drop down, and then there's also an assault that runs up from the gates. Okay, we've got Rasta up here, which is good. Okay, and so you can see here now we've got this second assault, and that is, it's so important to kill the enemies that drop down early enough so that you can really bring down these guys without too much trouble. As you saw there, the Troll Woundtaker did heal Rasta quite a lot. That's what Troll Woundtakers do. So you really have to deal with the wood taker quickly. You can't really interrupt this heal. He's being a pain. I think our herbalist is holding a bunch of things down there for us. We might actually get a bit of insight into multiple waves coming at once. Maybe. Look at all these guys. Herbalist is tanking like a boss. He's never gonna die. Let's get down there. Painful existences. We're actually gonna dismiss our herbalist, and then we'll bring her back when we come back up here. Alright, here we go. It's back. We've got a hobbit present. It's past 5 o'clock. I might open that in a second. We're nearing the end of our skirmish. Oh yeah, also during the day, which happens at 5 PM my time, we also get our VIP experience bonus, which is our little blue bar here. Each day you get 1/5, I think? 1/5 or 1/3, I can't remember. And a percentage of your current level put in blue. So we need 19,045. I think 1/5 of that gets turned into blue experience. And that basically gives us double experience until we use it up. If that makes sense. So every bit of experience while we're in this blue bar is doubled, and that happens every day. It doesn't stack though. If you wait more than 1 day, you still only have the one set of blue bar. So you can't just let it build up over time. Another Daywalker Berserker. There's been a lot of them. We'll come down here and bring down these other guys first. This flame right, being a bit annoying. Perfect shield will leave in a second. And we've got 3 seconds. Oh, we've been stunned. Let ourselves up. Blood running. Now I can bring it down. Okay, we must be coming up soon to... So yeah, as you guys might notice, this is a bit of a longer one. It does seem a bit more boring to most people, but I did want to show it to you guys anyway, so good to see it. For a couple more waves, it looks like, according to those horns. Another lieutenant. This is our final assault though, so we are almost finished with this skirmish. More weak birds. Dourhands. So yes, this skirmish is a good place to farm your Dourhand enmity deed, if you're an elf. I think high elves also have a Dourhand enmity deed, or maybe not yet. So pretty easy to deal with. Skills, that's kind of a strategy for these guys. Here we go. Alright, what have we got? Yes, we have the Dourhand General. Okay. There is a strategy to this boss that kind of makes the harder versions a bit easier. And basically what that is there will be 2 bosses. Yep, there's a Drake here coming. Nethgarch. And so this Drake is quite a bit of a annoying creature. And so what normally people will do when fighting this boss, especially in the harder versions, not as important right now, in the harder versions it is to call this guy over. He's going to do his little induction to start off, and then he'll come over and you aim to not pull the Drake at the start. Just deal with the Dwarf, Ingethor, Blackhand, and then deal with the Drake one at a time. So the aim is to split up their forces because they are strongest together, obviously. And so it's best just to fight this guy first, and then bring the Drake over. We fight this guy first instead of the Drake, just because he ends up walking close, and Matthew will call the Dwarf before he gets to the Drake. So now we're onto the Drake. This Drake does do a bit of a burn if you stand near him. That's alright. And in higher levels of difficulty, this Drake does quite a lot of damage, so you don't really want to fight him at the same time as that Dwarf. There we go! So we've got ourselves the completion bonus we've got ourselves a little quest reward for also completing it, and we have our little bonus for keeping all of these guards alive. So that's all very well and good. There we go. Gondamon stands a free city. A damaged and beaten city, but a free one. We held up for as long as we had strength. I fear if you hadn't come when you did, the city would have fallen. The Longbeards owe you a great debt. Well, there you go. We finished that skirmish. And we finished our 3 skirmishes that we've unlocked now. Which is a bit sad, because skirmishes are a bit fun, but also good news because we can now head off to the Lone Lands. So I think next episode we will head off down there. We will definitely be going down there next episode. Oh, this Sapphiros here. She's part of my kinship. I'll just give her a bit of a wave. There we go. Hello, Sapphiros. The Ringbound Wraiths, that is my normal kinship. Obviously, Nauglir is not part of it yet, but maybe in the future. We'll see. Alright. So, that is going to be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get daily updates for the story of Nauglir, the High Elf Champion, all the way to level 115. Make sure you leave any suggestions for things that you'd like us to do in the future down in the comments section below. But otherwise, guys, that is going to be all for today. That's all of Nauglir's story that we have to tell for today. Tomorrow, we're heading into the Lone Lands, so I hope to see you then. And as always, this is Nauglir, signing off.